Welcome to About You. I'm Connie Hogan. With women's empowerment issues taking center stage in virtually every news cycle, our show has proven to be ahead of its time in addressing these issues. Women in the business world today are empowered and strong, not only in their careers, but also in philanthropy and in giving back to their community. My guest today exemplifies all of these attributes to a T. Noelle Schiffer, president of the Junior League of Birmingham, is a very successful career woman as well as giving so much back to her community. Welcome, Noelle.
Thank you, Connie. I really appreciate the opportunity to join you today.
Well, we're happy to have you. Now, why don't you get started by telling us a little about your background, where you grew up, and your college experience, and all those kinds of things.
Absolutely. Thank you. So I grew up in the middle of Michigan.
Oh, okay.
My father's family came here many generations ago. I'm actually a fifth-generation Michigander, excuse me.
Either way, I think is okay.
Okay. And I grew up in Mecosta County. My mother was a professor at Ferris for 39 years.
Oh, wow. Wow, we were just talking about one of our mutual friends who was a big Ferris person. And you had a 25-year career in the auto industry? Or
yes.
The auto vertical, we should say. Yes.
Yes, I've been selling into the automotive vertical, particularly automotive suppliers, for the last 25 years. I just got back from a big conference yesterday, and I really love it. I'm just so fortunate to be able to do things that I enjoy. I like the people, I like the products, and I love cars.
Oh, me too, as you know. So why don't you tell us a little bit about some of your key volunteer roles? I know you were with Junior League a while ago, and this is your second non-consecutive term as president.
That's
right?
correct.
Okay.
That's correct. So I agreed a couple years ago to come back and serve another term as Junior League president. We had a vacancy in our leadership lineup. Somebody, due to personal reasons, had to step aside.
Oh, okay.
And so I received a call from another past president, and she had said, "Do you know someone?" And she gave me the list of things that they were insisting that this candidate had, and I thought about making a little short list, and then it occurred to me, well, what if I did it again?
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
And the situation was serving as Junior League president. It's a wonderful gift, but it has a lot to do with two factors. The first is, do you have the skill set that they need? Mm-hmm. And they were looking for strategic direction, and I've done that. As well as, do you have time? Is the timing right? Do you have time in your life to be able to serve?
So very time consuming.
Absolutely, and timing is everything. Do you have time in your life to be able to serve in this opportunity the best you can? And it was okay for me to be able to give again to the Junior League of Birmingham, so I'm serving my second term very proudly.
Wow, that's a great segue. Talk a little bit about the mission of the Junior League. I mean, we hear a lot, but a lot of times I think there's still a little bit of a persona of the Junior League, that it's a socialite, ingenue kind of thing, but I know it's much more serious now in the community.
That's correct. So we refer to ourselves, I've heard, as a legacy organization. So one that has had a rich history in the demographics you're talking about, that is now transitioned to something that is much different and much more relevant to everything that's going on today. So we don't have the teas and galas and things like that. We do,
but you have some of them, and they're fun. But
we have a little bit.
Yes.
We have a little bit of that.
I love that part of it. Actually,
we do have a little bit of that, but we've really transitioned to being more of a community volunteer organization, helping in the community, as well as doing things for women and children in crisis. And the diversity
awesome.
in the Junior League is just amazing. You'll find women of all ages, working at home, working in the community, no children, lots of children, all different
demographics.
Complexion, exactly. And I'm very proud of the diversity in every group, age as well as race, etc.
So talk about some of the key initiatives. You kind of alluded to them, the specific things that you have going on now.
Sure. We're probably most proud of our community impact type of programs. Right now we're involved with a couple key initiatives. We work with Care House,
Okay, I'm very familiar, yes.
Right, as well as Common Ground. We do several initiatives with them to help them in their efforts to reach out to families and children in crisis. We've also continued our history of helping combat human trafficking.
Oh, I remember that from a couple of years ago, yes.
Correct. So we have several fun initiatives in that, and fun is the wrong word, but impactful initiatives in those areas.
Now, do you work with other junior leagues in the state of Michigan at all, or?
We do. So the Junior League has an organization where we have an international level, and then we have a state level. Some of the things that we do together as a state level are our lobbying activities, as well as our efforts to continue to train women to be more effective community leaders. And you really see a lot of our human trafficking participation on our state level with our public affairs group and other organizations. In fact, a number of years ago, Michigan ladies were instrumental in getting a bipartisan package of bills passed that at the time made us the most stringent laws in the entire United States.
Wow, I think I
against human
remember
trafficking.
that. Do you think they've done studies to show the impact? I mean, the reductions, and they've been able to prove some of those or tie it into what you did?
That is a difficult tie-in to make, and I'll tell you why. So the issue is just unfolding, and it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate, Connie. It's so prevalent, and so
it's amazing.
It's kind of right. Every time we figure out something else pops up. So we're able to benchmark where we were, and where we are, and what we're doing to prevent things. What's the next generation package of bills look like? What else can we do, kind of things. But we don't have so many what we would consider to be hard metrics, because the issue is still unfolding, and we're just realizing the magnitude of how prevalent this is.
Wow. On an international basis, have you gotten into anything like, like with the refugee crisis, that kind of thing? I don't know if that's been anything that's been on your agenda, like some women's organizations.
Yes, so we're associated with the Association of Junior Leagues International, right? And AJLI has several initiatives related to that. Very interesting. My colleague, who will be president next year, Ann Neckel, and I have been to several conferences where we're learning about that activity, but they're not something we focus on here in Michigan.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was wondering about that. Can you explain a little bit just about your average or typical member of the Junior League of Birmingham?
Sure. There is, what I usually say to that answer is there's no typical member. However,
that's true. Yeah.
There are a few things that you can point to that are the same about most of us. So you think about who in your group is in the 20% of the 80-20 when things get things done.
Oh, okay.
That's definitely our members.
Oh,
definitely.
I see. Kind of doers versus talkers, right?
Absolutely. And community leaders, people that are known for making a change in their community, whether it's volunteering with their parent organization at their children's school, running something at their church or another organization. They are the people that show up with the agenda. They've read the minutes. They expect everybody else to have read the minutes. They know how to run a meeting. They know how to read a P&L and a balance sheet, and they absolutely are trained volunteers.
Now, what are you doing to attract and retain millennial age people?
Excellent question. So, I think a lot of times people more our age, we bring our hands about the millennials, and I really
we're jealous, let's face it.
You know what? That's an excellent point, because one of the things I heard at the AJLI conference was millennials have a lot of needs, but their needs, what they're asking for, is no different than what we needed. We just didn't get it.
Right. I actually feel sorry for them because they're on like 24/7 with the phone. And remember when we would leave work at like 5 o'clock and we'd be like, oh, I don't have to worry about this till Monday morning at 8 o'clock. and they never get that break. I feel sorry for them.
I remember
but I'm still jealous.
I remember that dimly.
Right.
So we've made a few changes to try to help us with the millennial generation. We're moving now to a twice a year new member recruitment cycle instead of just once a year, as well as doing more things online and remotely, training opportunities and such. We've done several of these this year so far. We've got a couple of ladies, they're just amazing, and they're millennials themselves, and they do these types of activities in their work. They know how to use social media and other multimedia devices very successfully, and so they help us understand how to do this. I've participated in a few myself, and they're really fun.
I think stay on this note. I like this line of questioning, but we're going to take a short break, and we will be back with Noelle Schiffer of Junior League of Birmingham. Welcome back to About You. Welcome, Noelle. We were really getting off into a good line of discussion, so tell us a little bit about how you, the president, have set the theme for this year.
Yes, Connie, thank you for asking about that. So our theme this year is Women of Influence Making a Difference.
Oh, okay.
And we're trying to look at conversations and people in our communities that are really using their time and talents to help other people and to parlay their interest into really just making a difference. And I can share with you a couple of the speakers and people that we've had.
That's awesome.
We recently had author Sherry Welsh, who came to speak with us about helping women understand how to negotiate for a raise.
Oh, that's a good one, right?
Exactly, and how to resolve conflict in their life. Very nice program. Sherry's a friend of mine. She gifted us so nicely with her book. We were very grateful for that.
I saw that, yes.
Another speaker we had was Peggy Tallett.
Peg is a Notre Dame grad like myself. I know Peg a little bit.
Yeah, so Peg's been a longtime friend of mine. I've always been amazed at how much energy she has and passion.
It's amazing.
And Peg's involved with the Michigan Women's Commission, and they're a partner with the Enough Said initiative that helps test the backlog of rape kits in the Detroit area. And it's just such a wonderful story. And what I really wanted was the Junior League members to understand that once you get into an issue where you understand, what's the mission, what's the vision, exactly what do you want to do, that you can raise money and you can make a big difference in the community. And certainly the Enough Said initiative does that. It's also interesting because it has a number of different nonprofits and community players coming together to achieve the same goal, and I'm very impressed with that.
Yeah, it's in a way kind of tied to the trafficking issue, I would think. I mean, they're both very highly charged, very emotional issues.
Yes, and that's exactly, thank you for that point. That's exactly another reason there's great alignment with us. The Junior League does tend, for all of our reputation as women who lunch and have tea, the organization has a rich history of going after issues that are downright gritty.
Right.
And disturbing.
I know Judge Kim Worthy, is very involved with that. I know I've been to some events. Another of our Notre Dame grads. So.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So tonight, actually, as we're speaking, Tavi Fulkerson is speaking at the community house. You just told me. Tell a little bit about that.
Sure. So Tavi Fulkerson is also a friend of mine, a business associate as well as a friend. We've done business together for a number of years, and I remember fondly people telling me that Tavi was a formidable person to do business with, and I better get prepared for my goals, not to get what I want.
Very true.
Well, that wasn't a good thing to say to me.
Oh, okay. Well, you're the right person.
I got to meet Tabby, and we were able to forge a wonderful agreement that helped her constituency at the time and served mine as well.
Awesome.
And I was very happy, very proud of that accomplishment, and she's been a friend ever since. She's speaking to the Junior League tonight about her efforts with her company as a female entrepreneur in a small business space that has really carved out a niche market with sponsorship and partnership and things like that, and we're just so excited to have her.
Awesome. Well, that's also a good segue. Talk about your new fundraising initiatives and the ways you're fundraising for JLB now.
Sure. So in the past, we kind of did, the bigger dress-up gala kind of things, and we're turning the corner a little bit on that. We have a fundraiser coming up in about a month that is an après-ski motif, as well as a fundraiser we're doing to sell some wreaths for Christmas.
Nice.
Right?
Perfect timing. Yes.
Beautiful. And that is a number of different people that are artists and do that in the community who have collaborated to do a fundraiser with us. And our girls are just fantastic. I think of these girls and I just smile with their ability to look at what do we need, what can we do, what are the resources we have, and then go plan something. So
awesome.
Another new initiative we just launched last year is a fundraiser / community event called Touch a Truck.
Oh, okay. I don't know about that one.
Exactly.
So,
It's literally Touch a Truck.
It is getting great.
So last year we had our first event. It was amazing. There were so many people, and we get together in a place that has a lot of physicality, is pretty centrally located, and we get people to donate things like, a day with a fire truck,
nice,
ambulance, fun cars, police cars, dump trucks.
Now, where will this one be?
Etc. Last year we partnered where it was in the adjacent parking lot to the Myers in Troy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at Coolidge.
Well, I know you were at Farmers Market at Royal Oak a couple of years ago.
We've been there before.
Yeah.
So it's cordoned off, and people bring their families.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And it's not a natural thing you would think of as a let's go touch some trucks. But for younger, right? But for younger children, it's really fun. My son and I both volunteered last year, and we had a great time.
Great.
And this is a wonderful fundraiser that a lot of other junior leagues have embraced as well. So we have some friends across the community in other junior leagues in Michigan that actually launched and conceived of this idea, and it's been a nice both fundraiser and community partner engagement type of thing for our league.
And I think it really does kind of, exemplify what you were saying. It's really kind of changing the image a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
From the gala and from the, the country club environment of junior league, and I think that's awesome. So how about the number of members? Do you want to talk about the membership, if there's been a challenge or what,
So we have between 400 and 500 members today. Our active members are less than 200.
Okay.
And that is a departure from the amount of membership numbers that the Junior League of Birmingham, Michigan has seen in the past.
Okay.
However, we do know that that sort of right sizing is consistent with what is seen in junior leagues across the country, and in fact, in a lot of nonprofits across.
Yes, it's tough. It's a very tough environment, I know.
Across the country. There's a lot more competition. There's less resources, less dollars, less volunteers, and everybody has had to really try to figure out how to remain relevant.
Exact. Very good point. Always
with the constituencies we're dealing with. But we have a great amount of activities and people involved right now. We have women who have finished serving 7 years. They go into a category we call sustainers. And Connie, we have so many sustainers involved, actively serving on committees and helping us. It's just amazing.
You're making me feel guilty because I'm not in the sustaining membership, right?
Well, we would certainly welcome your participation.
I know you're going to say that. I will put myself up for that. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you're doing or what you should be doing to kind of educate the millennials and the younger people on the importance of volunteerism, even outside of Junior League?
Sure. We continually work on telling people that volunteerism is key to their being an important contributor to society, that it is really expected of people to help others, whatever that might be in terms of their involvement. So we've worked with millennials to try to get them to understand, reach out to me. I'm happy to be your friend on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever.
Right, using social media
exactly.
to do what you do.
Right, and please ask us, involve us in things that you're doing from a perspective of your volunteerism, and ask us to help you with your activities.
I think there's a lot of partnering going on, especially social media for all of its problems, that it's really amenable to the partnerships between like organizations, like with Enough Said and you guys. It's a perfect alignment.
Absolutely, and that's how we see it. We see it as an opportunity to reinforce or strengthen the partnerships we've already created. And you know, all you can do is positively model some of this behavior, right? So teach people. I've asked all the speakers we had, Peg Talent, Sherry Welsh, would it be okay if the ladies connect with you? And they have said yes.
Okay,
and
that's
bang.
Opening up a lot.
Exactly. Well, then they have
That's
a whole
good, yeah.
nother connection of people that they're able to work with and understand and know that are the doers in the community. So it's helpful.
So funny. It's just such a small world, and I always get back to that, and I fondly call it Mayberry because it's like on Andy Griffith and you have everybody knows everybody, right? But that's good. That's good when it comes to actually succeeding in the organization.
Definitely, and I think, Connie, you'd agree that we've all been very blessed in this life with knowing people that have been able to make a difference in our community, and it's just important to return that to our communities.
Yes,
and with the Junior League, we're very proud to be able to do that.
And you do a great job. Now you talked a little about the new fundraising. I know with approaching the holidays, you want to talk about the specific events you've got coming up so that our viewers, when they see this, they'll go and get tickets or whatever.
Sure.
That's in line with what you want to do, right?
So our website is jlbham.org.
Okay.
And you could find out about some of our events there. But as I mentioned, we're having this holiday wreath sale coming up. We have a partnership with the theater in Royal Oak.
Okay.
And then we also have the Après Ski fundraiser coming up, which is going to be fun. That's on December 2nd.
Okay.
And I still haven't figured out which ski outfit I'm wearing, but I have to talk to the other girls to see what everybody's doing. Now, where was that again?
You told me and I forgot. Where was that?
That's at the distillery in Royal Oak that does the Valentine vodka.
Oh, okay.
Excellent
December
community partner.
7th.
That is December 2nd.
2nd, okay.
We've also announced several new community partnerships. We have been working with the Community House.
Okay, which is in line with what you're doing tonight, I assume.
Yes.
With Tavi.
So we're having our general membership meetings there, which we used to in the past. We've kind of revisited this relationship because there's so much synergy between the organization, as well as we just did a new partnership this year with the Michigan Design Center, where the Junior League women were volunteers for their house tour. It's absolutely phenomenal.
That's a great partnership. I mean, obviously that would be just so aligned.
So nice, yes. It was a wonderful experience for all of us. We really had a good time. I enjoyed it personally.
Oh, I love that.
They pick, for their house tour, they pick a philanthropic organization to which they give the net proceeds every year.
Okay.
And we were their philanthropic organization this year. And it was so generous of Susan Dottabush to put this together for us. And everybody that volunteered really enjoyed it.
Oh, it's just such a wonderful, uplifting, especially if you're moving like I am. It's like that's where you want to go, right?
Yes, it was really a good time. We had they were able to show houses, smaller houses, very large houses, etc.
Wow.
And a lot of it is the designers at the design center. It's either their personal home or it's a home of a client, and it was just lovely. We got a lot of people through the houses that we knew, and so it was fun to talk about what was the Junior League doing to help the Michigan Design Center.
Noelle, is there anything else you want to tell us about yourself or the Junior League? We're starting to run out of time, but tell us anything else you'd like to leave our viewers with.
Sure. I would like to leave the viewers with the fact that I think it's important for anybody who has the ability to once again give back to your community to understand that volunteerism is a super important thing. And I've been proud to be able to have the opportunities through the Junior League of Birmingham, Michigan and other organizations like that to give of my time, talent, and treasure to help other people. And I think it's important to have people understand that importance and to pass it on to people younger than you, your own children, etc., so we can continue the gift of giving.
Thank you so much for all you do, and also for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here today.
Sure, Connie. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Noelle.